Hey, what is going on, my fellow Sagittariuses? As most of you know, I'm a Sagittarius myself, sun and moon, the double Sag. I'm going to do your August read. It is a general read. It may not resonate with everyone. It is for your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. I'm going to be using the Tarot of Dreams. And with all that being said, let's get it. Universe, what message do we have for Sagittarius for August 2024? Sagittarius. So the first thing that I get is I feel like this energy around you is someone that you already know, and I feel like this is someone you had a history with, but I feel like with this person, I feel like we have the hot and cold energy. I feel like this person went cold on you or is going cold on you. I feel we have this tower moment. But it feels very self-destructive. I feel like with your person, there's a lot of internal struggle and a feeling of defeat. I feel like this person has some insecurities. And that internal struggle and that feeling of defeat. I feel like this person's overthinking. I feel like they're keeping things from you. I get the sense that there's some jealousy with this person as well. And I feel like this jealousy comes from another person in your life. Now, for some of you, this could be an ex or a friend that's still in your life, but there's definitely a third party here, and I feel like the person that we were talking about, I feel like they're very jealous of that. But I feel like it's self-created jealousy. I don't feel like there's any reason for them to be jealous. But then we have the Queen of Swords in reverse, so that Queen of Swords in reverse is all about insecurities. It's kind of what it represents to me in this read is it's like letting the past kind of relive itself. So I feel like this person has been hurt before. And it's almost like their defenses they double down on their defenses. I feel like this person's been hurt before, and I feel like they have some trust issues. That's part of the insecurities. I feel like this person has a hard time trusting the connection that they have with you. Now, like I said, this internal struggle and this chaos, and that hot and cold energy, lack of communication. Something is bugging this person and they're not telling you about it, or they didn't tell you about it, and instead they just stopped giving to this connection. And I feel like either they already walked away or they're pushing you away, or they pushed you away. But the confusing part here is, and it may be what confuses you in this as well, is I see this person thinking about you and only you. And they know what they want. They want to be with you, but I feel like they're misunderstanding. And sometimes when we've been hurt, we bring that baggage into new relationships. It's that residual hurt. I feel like this person wasn't trusting their intuition. We got the Priestess in reverse. Letting their imagination get the best of them with that Moon card. I mean, a lot of this is created in their own head. And I feel like it was holding you both back. We have the Chariot in reverse. There's a lot of reverse in this reading. Unfortunately, I don't want to say this is the record for reverse cards, but it's pretty upside down here. I feel like this person was definitely looking at the negatives instead of the positives here. And I feel like when they started to push you away, it's almost like they were creating reasons for pushing you away. Like I said, with this third party. Now, like I said, for some of you, this can be an ex that they may think that there's still something going on, or a new friend that they think there's something going on. But either way, I feel like it's a narrative they're creating, though. From the looks of it, it feels like this person their imagination is getting away with them. Sleepless nights, anxiety. But they're not talking about it. They're not talking to you about it. They're not being real with you about it. It's a lack of trust. And I feel like there's some commitment issues as well. It's not that they don't want to commit to you. I just feel like there's sometimes in relationships we collect red flags, which is never a good thing. But in this relationship, I feel like it was more like they were creating red flags. Ones that didn't even exist. But this person thinks about you and only you, and they still think about you. And I feel like this person, the decision to step away or walk away or push you away was very impulsive. And I feel like they regretted it as they were doing it. It's very self-sabotaging energy that I'm getting from this person. Like they're uncomfortable being happy. And it's not that they're uncomfortable being happy. It's just the happier they get, the more afraid they get. Now, I'm not trying to give this person a pass in your life whatsoever, or trying to give this person an excuse. For all the cross watchers watching this, and this resonates with you. The problem with self-sabotaging, the problem with when someone hurts you, a past person hurts you, or whatever they've done, once you walk away from that person, you got to walk away from that. Because what happens, like I said, is residual pain. Long after you've forgotten about this person, long after you don't have any feelings for that person, the thought of what they did to you still remains if you allow it to, and you're giving it power. And as long as you're giving it power, it's not going to go anywhere. As long as you keep giving it power, it will always be there. For instance, if someone cheats on you, you can't assume that every person you date after that's going to cheat on you. Because what you're doing is you're manifesting failure. It's almost like the confirmation bias. Whether it happens or not, you believing it could happen or it's going to happen or does happen, you're going to believe whatever you created to believe. You can't hold new people accountable for things they haven't even done. And all you're going to do is you're going to push them away with your insecurities and with your, with doubt, and one thing is clear is that this person wants you in their life. I feel like they were stronger with you. I feel like they need you, but that's a decision you're going to have to make. Whether you're willing to help them. I feel like but I mean, they got to help you. They got to help themselves as well. I mean, opening up communication, talking about what's bothering them. We can't help anyone fix anything if we don't know that there's a problem or what the problem is. But I do feel like they regret making an impulsive decision. Excuse me. Again, the Knight of Wands, that Sagittarius energy in reverse. I mean, I feel like they made a very impulsive but stupid mistake. And I feel like they do regret it. They're thinking about you and only you, but they're not trusting their intuition. But one thing is clear. One thing is clear in this read that I want to get out there. This person hasn't walked away. Emotionally, they haven't walked away from this. And I feel like this person can change. And I see changes coming for this person. Whether they come too late, too little too late, it is up to time. But that's the problem with things. Time is a currency. It's a currency that we can never get a refund for. Sometimes when people push us away, we go away. I just feel like this person's out of balance, but I mean, I do have hope for this person. I do feel that there is still hope. They're not hopeless. I just feel like they need to learn to trust more. They need to open themselves up. They need to become vulnerable. But one thing's for sure, they want you. They love you. They think about you. I don't feel like this is the end of the road unless it's the end of the road for you. It's like being on a roller coaster and then halfway through you're just like, okay, stop this ride, I'm getting off. But I mean, I don't believe from what I'm seeing that this person is done with you. I just feel like they need to find balance in themselves. And I'm not saying that this is something that you should get back into. I feel like they need you, but on what level do you invest in is up to you. I mean, with this person, we have Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. We have Aries, Sagittarius, Cancer, Scorpio, Taurus and Capricorn. Unfortunately, I've had a relationship similar that kind of is relevant to this. I dated a girl years ago, quite a few years ago. I've been with Rose for 15 years, so it was before that. And we had a great relationship in the beginning. Then it was just, when it started to get a little bit serious, the jealousy came out. If I had to work late, she wanted me, like, I remember this one night, this one argument that started, and I remember it clear as day. So on our lunch break, we'd go outside and sit at these picnic tables. And then you have your 15-minute breaks. So when you work overtime, they give you an extra break. She wanted me to take a picture and send it to her. Like, take a picture of my phone and send it to her to prove that I was at work at that time. Because she was texting me. Because I had messaged her, I think it was about 5:30, and I said, they offered me some overtime, I'm going to take it. So I'm going to be late tonight. She wanted me to text her a picture, which I end up doing. Now, when she said it as in, oh, can you send me a picture? Like, I thought she wanted a picture of me. Like, you know what I mean? That was kind of cute. In a fight, about a week later, another situation had come up. I had to take my mom to the hospital one night. She was having trouble breathing, and she wanted me to take a picture of me at the hospital. I'm like, okay, so it was cute because you were missing me the day I was working, but I'm at the hospital right now. I don't have time to take pictures. And I'm like, I don't have time for that right now, kind of thing. And I remember we got in an argument later on that night, and she said, and I said, is that why you want me to take a picture of work, to prove that I was still at work? And she's like, well, yeah. And then she told me about her past boyfriend cheating on her, and I'm like, I'm not that kind of guy. She's like, well, I know, but it just got worse and worse. It got to the point where if I felt like I had to go, like I had to be on the phone with her anytime I wasn't in the house. Like, anytime I wasn't around her, I would have to have a phone with me. She started calling my friends when I was out. I'd be out. One night we went to play pool with a couple of buddies of mine. We were watching, the hockey game was on at this pub. I don't drink, but we used to go to this pub because they had pool tables and they used to have the games on and stuff. And I remember her calling my friends' phones. Like, I was talking to her and I said, okay, well, I'm going to go. We're playing pool. And she's like, well, no, keep talking to me. I'm like, well, I'm talking to my friends. I said, I'll just call you later. And so I let her go. And then she kept texting me saying, call me. And I was like, I'm just out with my friends. I'm like, I'll be home later and I'll give you a call. So she starts calling my friends' phones to ask where they were and if they were with me. And it was such an embarrassing thing. And I ignored it for a bit. Like, I tried to ignore it, and I tried to help her through it, but it was worse. And the more I tried to help, the worse she got. The last straw was one night she went through my photo album and ripped up every picture of me and a picture with a girl. And what bothered me about that wasn't, they weren't girlfriends. They were friends, and a lot of them were family, like cousins and, people that she hadn't met yet. But she just ripping up pictures of any picture of me with a girl. Like, if there was a girl my age in the picture, she ripped them up. And it was too much. Like, I couldn't do it anymore. It's and that's when I came up with my rule: don't collect red flags. We stayed friends for a while afterwards. We broke up. It was kind of not a pleasant breakup because she didn't want to break up, but I couldn't do it anymore. Like, I feel like that's just too much, calling my friends off the hook, ripping up pictures. Like, this is back in the day where Facebook wasn't huge then, and you didn't have backup to your pictures on the computer. I mean, I had a photo album, like with photos that were developed that some of those pictures I'll never get back again. I just couldn't do it. I mean, I was young too, and I really didn't know how to help her, but it was just getting too much for me. I tried, when it all started, the jealousy started, and when I really started to see it, from that to the time that I finally had enough of it, I mean, I think it was 6-7 months, and it was horrible. Like, there were so many stories. I could tell you lots more stories, but, I mean, one was I went to a birthday party, and she didn't really get along with my sister because she hounded my sister one night because I was at my sister's house. I mowed the lawn and stuff for my sister, and because her husband, he hurt his back. My sister's 12 years or 11 years older than me, but her husband hurt his back, so I was doing the lawn for them, and I wasn't answering my phone because it was on the counter, and my sister said that the phone rang like 12 times in an hour, and I looked, and all the missed calls were her, and she said that she had called her house phone like 10 times, and she kept answering and kept saying, she's mowing the lawn, and she accused her of lying to her. She said, "You're lying to me, he's not there, he's just getting you to lie for him." And my sister didn't really like her too much. She told me plenty of times to get rid of her. She's like, you don't need that in your life. But anyway, I was invited to my sister's son's birthday party, and she showed up in her dad's car and parked across the street and sat there for an hour and a half. I was just like, I don't know what to do with that. Anyway, I don't know why I'm telling you guys all this personal details, but I don't feel like everyone is that bad. I feel like some people get jealous and some people have some issues they get to deal with. But like I said, with this person, they truly do care about you. They think about you and only you, and they want to be with you. I just feel like they need you in their life, but at what capacity could you offer to them? That's up to you. I do believe in my heart that this person can change. I do see glimpses of something that, these things can be changed. I feel like some reassurance, but it's work on their end, and I feel like they do need you, but it's your life. It's up to you. I'm just giving you the facts that I see. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.